Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to County Council. Councilwoman Law, do you have an option of prayer?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. It is with humble hearts that we ask to renew our vitality in our positions as leaders. We will direct our thoughts and strive to do as you meant us to. We do not want to be stalled out or stagnant. We don't want to have a lack of effort to do good works for our constituents. We will continue toward the best end result in all that we do. We pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Bergman?
Here.
Mr. Donadio?
Here.
Mrs. Fatika?
Here.
Dr. Faust?
Here.
Mr. Leon?
Here.
Mrs. Law?
Here.
Chairman Warren?
Here. This portion will have the hearing of the public. If you've called ahead of time. Skip that then. Who's going to put on? Who's presenting that?
Me.
Okay. At this point, we'll have a presentation of the citation. Kiwanis.
For those who are here to receive, for those who are here to receive the citation, please step forward over here to the. Thanks. It's so fresh. That's in our section.
It's hot off the press.
That's why you need to have a simple signature like mine. Okay. Yeah, so County of Erie citation, I'm going to read this just so everybody has understand the importance of today's citation. Whereas the Kiwanis Club of Erie, an established organization of civic-minded men and women who are dedicated to the betterment of the community, focusing on the most important part of the future, our children, approaching their 100th anniversary, a milestone that few have been able to attain and others hope to achieve. And whereas the Kiwanis Club of Erie, comprised of members from all walks of life, unified in the belief that children in the community benefit from good deeds, nurturing our boys' choir in the past, sponsoring the Kiwanis Camp, and proudly known as one of the original founders of the Camp Cadet Troop E program in Erie, a camp where boys and girls from around the area have the opportunity to learn about the criminal justice system and establish a positive relationship with law enforcement personnel. And whereas the Kiwanis Club of Erie work behind the scenes throughout the community helping those in need, beautifying Bundy Beach with the purchase of the monument, and contributing the new Fox mascot for the Children's Museum. And whereas their contributions don't end there, as they have provided thousands of dollars to students in the community for the monthly student recognition program, along with the service leadership programs that teach young leaders new ways to change the world by serving one child and one community at a time. Now therefore be it resolved, the County Council of the County of Erie joins with a grateful citizenry in celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Kiwanis Club of Erie, thanking all the volunteers for their unwavering dedication to the community as a whole, and we wish them another 100 years of success in the community. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for all that you do. Also, we're going to ask my colleague, Dr. Faust, whose district we're sitting in. Would he have some words?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome all of you to Summit Township in the Council of the 5th District of County Council. I appreciate having a nice crowd here tonight. Debbie Cameron is the tax collector. She's in attendance tonight, so you're the ranking official here tonight, Debbie, whether you knew it or not. So, but thank you very much. It's a beautiful building. It's a beautiful township, and come back often. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Faust. Thank you for hosting us here this evening, too. Mr. Smith and Janae, we got to do better. I mean, they're treating us better than we treat ourselves. So we'll have cookies next time. Hearing of the public. If you called ahead of time, or made arrangements ahead of time, we allotted you 5 minutes at this portion of the meeting. For those citizens who wish to come and speak, who haven't made arrangements, we'll allot you 3 minutes. And, so first on the list is Mr. Randy Barnes.
Good evening, Chairman Horton, council members, administration, guests. My name is Randy Barnes. I reside in Dr. Faust District of Harbor Creek. Proud to say that Harbor Creek has not had a tax increase in 27 years. I've lived there for 26. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but proud of that. But with saying that, I would like to ask that the county executive, administration, any county council members refrain from going on public TV and suggesting to Harbor Creek Township how they should negotiate their pilot program. I took offense to the fact that the county executive goes on television and tells our township how we should negotiate our pilot program with the Knowledge Park. I'm here to talk a little bit about the $3 million. Of course, the county executive has chosen not to pursue the directors and liability insurance to get the $3 million back that the county loaned the Erie County General Authority. Erie County General Authority then gave that money to the GEIDC. The Erie County General Authority was to review and approve annually the project. I have yet to see any minutes or any approval by the Erie County General Authority on this project that cost the county taxpayers $3 million plus interest. Besides that $3 million we lost, just to give you a little history about our county executive, when she was at the House of Representatives, she proudly came back with a big cardboard check and gave the former CEO, Mr. Elliott, and the GEIDC, $494,439 of your tax money brought back from the federal government. And do you know what we got for that? We got some engineering done, and we got some staff time. So basically, we got nothing for it. You've got nothing to show for the $494,000 grant that we brought back with the cardboard check. And you have nothing to show for the $3 million, even though the $3 million, half of that was used to buy real estate. But wait, they forgot to put the county of Erie on the mortgage, on the lien. So the $1.5 million that was spent on real estate, we have no claim to it. So again, with mismanagement like that, I don't need to see anybody in council or the administration telling Harbor Creek how to run the township. Thank you. I feel like it's kind of open mic night, because it used to be, for all the years county council let people speak, you had, well, just like it says on the county website, call in and tell us your subject matter. We used to have our name, and then you would have a subject matter on there. But because I offended some people a month and a half ago because of my subject, we now, Ms. Barnes' rule, we don't have anything on the agenda. We don't put your subject down. So it's kind of like open mic night. So I do want to say to council, keep pushing on the bus system. The only way Erie becomes stronger is become regionalism. And there's nothing better to have regionalism than a regional transportation company. If we want to shift some of this burden of this low-income housing, these people that need extra assistance, maybe to the county, they need to have transportation, and there's nothing better to show the rest of the state and the tri-state area that Erie County wants to move forward than to have a regional transportation system. Thank you for standing strong. I come so often and criticize. I want to say that I applaud the work that you've done. And as was mentioned a couple times, you're just spinning your wheels talking about proposals that haven't passed at City Council. They already passed one, and you rejected it. So I think it's their turn to pass one that you to work on. With that, I think I'm going to end my conversation tonight, and I want to thank again Summit Township for hosting the county council meeting out here, and thank for council for this few minutes I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Julia Calippo. Okay, any other citizens desiring to speak?
John Dostowski, ladies and gentlemen. Back in March, I talked to you about the law violations being created by Office of Children and Youth. Just an update, they are still threatening me to try and get me to keep my mouth shut. I was looking for your minutes here under the new business. If taxpayers are allowed to recommend anything, I recommend that items A through J be made a second reading, as these be to the benefit of Erie County. I'm asking that K, L, and M be removed and frozen until such point in time that OCY can comply with the law. And I pulled the element of the law, if anybody wants to see it all, about 300 some pages there, that unless they comply with the law, they're not allowed to have approval for additional money. And it's time that somebody puts their foot down, and the only way they're going to put their foot down is to kick them in the pocketbook and say, hey, you comply or you don't get the money. And, you know, this is set up as a merit hiring position. I'm sorry, there shouldn't be any merit hiring position. It's either a hiring position or a non-position, paid or unpaid or volunteer. It should be very specific. This is what's getting us in trouble with the Office of OCY right now. We got people over there who really aren't qualified to be running places. So, and I do thank the council for all their help back in March when they needed you. And to our chairman there for helping me get an appointment. My second item is, when is our county executive ever available? I have been to that office 19 times and has yet to be able to talk to our county executive or to even get that office to schedule a meeting. What are the taxpayers paying for? Maybe it's time to withhold a little bit more money from there, because the only one I've ever been able to talk to is Holly. And that's it. You go down there, you don't see anybody. You can't talk to anybody. You ask to see someone, nobody's available. I mean, do they work for us or not? I mean, that's my big question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any other citizens desiring to speak? Yes.
Greetings, County Council. My name is Shante William. I'm the founder and executive director of Nurturing Hearts, Inc., 32 West 8th Street, Erie, Pennsylvania, 16501. My purpose of being here today is to inform you of the mission of Nurturing Hearts, to tell you about our programs and services that we provide to Erie and Erie County, to let you know that we are an asset to Erie County, and that there is a huge gap in the city of Erie and Erie County when it comes to at-risk girls. So Nurturing Hearts is a self-esteem and self-development nonprofit organization for at-risk girls. And our mission is to provide supportive leadership and life skills that will furnish and prepare at-risk girls between the ages of 10 through 18 for a bright and positive future. 90% of the young girls we provide services to at Nurturing Hearts have been physically, mentally, emotionally, some of them sexually abused, growing up in single-parent homes and in foster care units. According to Mercier Civic Institute, Erie County has the highest teenage pregnancy and juvenile probation rates in the state of Pennsylvania. So that is just unacceptable. For the past 10 years, we have provided successful programs, providing 6-month programs and 3-day workshops that are geared towards positive self-esteem, healthy lifestyle choices, leadership skills, financial literacy, goal setting, educational attainment, job placement. We take a holistic approach in combating the issues that young girls face in Erie County, mind, body, and spirit. Most recently, we did a partnership with Keystone Research Corporation, who has provided us with evaluation tools and data. And so for the past 10 years, we've seen positive results in girls' behaviors, school attendance, and also grades. But most importantly, the girls develop a sense of purpose and create goals and carry out those goals ultimately. So I'm here today to solicit your support as we continue to sustain the programs and services that Nurturing Hearts has, and also as we prepare to expand throughout Erie County. I have have provided you with some materials that includes some support letters, our annual report, some history, and also some contact information. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard?
Good evening, council members. My name is Anthony Vangeli, and I am a senior at Erie High School. I am also the special events chair for the Student Ambassador Leadership Team for Youth Leadership of Erie. As a special events committee chair, I collaborate with my fellow peers on projects and help organize special events for YLIE. I have learned valuable leadership skills from this program and joined because I wanted to help people and improve myself as a person. I'm here to inform you all of our upcoming 9/11 event, a celebration of remembering, on 9/11 at the Veterans Stadium. Here we hope to bring East and West together through our event. Through Youth Service America's the We Stand Strong program, the use of YLIE will collaborate with emergency care and other health and human services to bring to the public a disaster preparedness and safety awareness fair. This will be a day to come together as a community. So we ask for you, the representatives of our city, to come out on 9/11 and show your support the youth and communities of Erie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Crystal Lee Peck. As you know, I'm the Youth Service Coordinator. Just a little bit more on the 9/11 event. We wanted to inform you. We like to keep our council members informed of all of our upcomings. So during the remembrance ceremony, we'll ring a bell for each plane that went down during the 9/11 attacks and ask for a moment of silence. We'll have military members involved into our celebration and remembrance, and we'll celebrate those that are still serving. And then we'll go on into a safety preparedness, disaster preparedness safety awareness fair, in which we have several Health and Human Services, Emergency Care, Hazmat, CERT team, Red Cross, Health and Human Services, Navy Reserve Unit, and other things to do a hands-on engaging activities with the public so they can learn how to be prepared. If you teach a child how to be safe, they're less likely to engage in risky other behaviors. So our hope is to bring East and West at the vets and bring it together in unity. And I have a rough agenda, very rough, and a flyer for you all, if I may pass those out at this time.
That's valuable information. It's a place you're out from my own heart. I actually taught disaster preparedness for the United States Air Force for 7 years. So it is very, very vital, life-saving, property-saving information. Any other citizens?
Good evening, County Council. My name is Dave Brennan. I'm Erie City Council. I did have a prepared speech I was going to talk about tonight, but I did want to address some of the comments that I heard tonight. I didn't hear all of them, I came a little bit late, but I was part of that discussion, and it was a serious discussion. It was a discussion that we were very much looking forward to. I cannot speak for all of council, but I definitely know there are some on the city council that do want to compromise, and as I'm sure you all know, I've been very vocal with many of you to try to come to a compromise on this issue. But I did want to just have a little discussion here when I brought it with me tonight. First, I want to thank you for all your hard work. I know what it's like serving on a council, and I know you're very dedicated, and I know the time it takes to out of your personal life and the dedication it takes to serve on as an elected official. The reason I'm a member of City Council, and the reason I'm here today, is because I believe that we can do better as government officials to serve the citizens in the city of Erie and Erie County. I believe we possess the ability to make a difference in the lives of our constituents as well as our neighbors. Since the city and the county share many of the same concerns, tax-based constituency, I would like to propose a city and county establish an annual city-county study session. I know I briefly mentioned that to a couple members on county council already. At this annual study session, we could discuss the many issues that currently face our city, the initiatives that are underway and being planned, and how we can work together to build our community, creating opportunities for all
And as I'm sure you'll agree, we need to strengthen our relationship greatly. We need to discuss how we can better collaborate and where we can share resources. We need to do better, and I believe we will. The unsettled EMCA charter dispute has contributed to the erosion of public trust of our local elected officials to govern in our region, to make other important community decisions, and most importantly, to lead our region to the future. I am optimistic and believe that a positive conclusion in this matter will help to strengthen the ability of our city and county officials to work together and collaborate in the future. Emerge 2040 has laid out recommendations for Erie County's future. It is now up to us, both the city of Erie and Erie County, to continue to move forward and overcome our challenges. We hold the keys to our future, and we have some very important decisions ahead of us. We can decide to continue with the business as usual management, or we can decide to fight for our region together, improve the quality of life, and plan a better future for our community together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Any other citizens desiring to be heard? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman, move to approve the minutes of July 26th, August 4th, and August 11th, 2016.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded to accept the minutes by Mr. Leon, seconded by Councilman Brennan. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Chair.
On the minutes, Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Mr. DeMaio?
Yes.
Mrs. Patika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Are there any, item 7, reports of county officials? Does the county executive or her designee have any report?
None tonight, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Finance Committee. Mrs. Law, Carol.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On last Thursday, we decided to continue on with the old business of ordinance number 54, 55, 59, and 60. And then we also decided to add on as new business ordinance 62, 63, 64, 65, and 66, 67, 68, 69, and 70. And then resolution 38, 39, 40, and then reappointment to the Erie County Human Relations Advisory Board, and 4 appointments to the Public Safety Advisory Board, and then we'll be adding probably later the ordinance number 75, and that's on the Zika grant. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Law. Personnel, Mr. DeMaio.
Yes, personnel met directly after finance. We moved to put on tonight's agenda. Some was originally going to be second, but now I think we have a mixture of one second. The first of ordinances, number 71, 72, 73, and 74. End of my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Leon, would you like to give a report?
Yes, thank you. This report is near and dear to your heart. That's the reason why I asked you to stay. First, last Thursday, we had Mr. Novotny, who's the Executive Director of the Erie County Redevelopment Authority, make a presentation to us. And in that presentation, he indicated that he wanted to resurrect a 501c3 corporation, previously called the Enterprise Development Corporation. And to me, it becomes akin to restarting GEIDC. Your comments indicated that this new corporation would purchase various properties, and these properties would be mortgaged by these new corporations. These properties would be paid on a rental type basis and be paid by, and I won't mention the company that they're talking about. The purchase of these properties would use funding from the Erie County Redevelopment Authority. This, in fact, is no different than the issue we had with Penn State and their properties at Barron. As one council member, I'll be opposed to using any funds that Erie County has in the Redevelopment Authority. And I'm not saying that this authority hasn't done a good job. They've done an excellent job where they're at. But I think there's different parameters involved with the Erie Redevelopment Authority than restarting this particular, it's called the Enterprise Development Corporation. We used to use it a long time ago for some of the incubator systems that we had. Anyway, the last issue we had with GIDC was actually the same as you're now proposing. The previous issue ended up where a loss of $3 million because we had an unsecured loan, and as such could end up losing more county money. I'd be only too happy to discuss this issue with you and any members of the redevelopment authority. Along with that, I looked at a few things, and I've been going to a couple of the bankruptcy hearings to listen to what's going on. And in it, you know, the Greater Erie Industrial Development Corporation had a $3 million loan from the county. This loan ended up with the Erie County General Authority. After listening to some of the bankruptcy hearings in federal court, I have a few questions that need answered. How many attorneys were involved in GIDC, GSA, and the Industrial Development Authority? I'm certain there were quite a few. All of them were high-paying and obviously uncaring. During the original arrangement with Penn State and Orange Park, why is it none of these high-paying attorneys when they could have secured our $3 million? But the fact is that these same attorneys continue to represent our authority. It seems that the tax dollars don't apply to representing the county. The very first negotiations with Penn State should have included securing a $3 million loan, as indicated previously. Maybe it's too late, but these attorneys should be brought before council to explain why. You know, Randy, listened many times about some of the issues, and you have taken to task council members because you indicate that they haven't, at some point in time, been diligent enough to go in and do some of the things that have to be done. But you also have to understand that what we do, we take into consideration from people that give us the information. When they give us that information, we're thinking, you know, this is the gospel. And obviously that's what we act on. We have to trust them. But like I said, in many of these cases, it doesn't happen. Like I said to you, and I say to all the members of council, the attorneys should have been on top of this, and I don't believe they were. That's my personal opinion. Now, I don't know about the insurance. I don't know whether or not we can do something as far as the insurance is concerned, but I'll certainly even look into that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Leon. Dr. Faust, report.
Yeah, I just want to respond to some of the comments that Mr. Brennan made. I appreciate him coming today, and this is that suggestion that he made to have the two councils meet on an annual basis, I think is a good one. I would suggest meeting at least biannually, if not quarterly. We could maybe even use or merge 240 as a guideline for agenda items, but you know, certainly more dialogue is better. And I look forward to those conversations. It may, I'm not sure how much it will affect the immediate short term here with the EMTA issue or with the political makeup of the two councils, but the sooner the better, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Faust. Mr. Brennan, speaking prophetically.
You're gonna give me a PhD?
Confirmed.
Originally I didn't have something prepared, but I wanted to just out of kind of what we're seeing today's meeting. First off with Ms. Pulliam from Nurturing Hearts. You know, I remember getting the first presentation when I was at the ECRA meeting a couple years ago, and it kind of blew me away by the work that's being done. You take who we have in the room today, both represented from the Nurturing Hearts, also Kiwanis and Youth Leadership Institute. You know, that's what's going to help steer Erie right. It's not so much, you know, we are a city and a community of people, not buildings, and I think that it's these type of programs and these type of organizations that's really going to turn the ship around, so to speak. The 9/11 day of the event, I think that's fantastic. As somebody who joined the military after 9/11, it's very near and dear to my heart. As I spoke at last year's 9/11 memorial, that as we right now, I think it's a lot of 15-year-olds, you know, have it. There's a lot of people born this day or that's around this day that weren't around during 9/11, and so it's very important that we do this because how we remember 9/11 isn't so much based on the wars that followed, but it's really based on the coming together as a community as we once did as a country after 9/11. So it's those type of things. I remember a few years ago I jumped in a van with 9 or 10 other vets, and we headed down to Queens to the EMT and Firefighters Academy. And we've joined a bunch of veterans from around the Eastern Seaboard for a service project. So, you know, these type of things are, again, I want to give you credit for that. For City Councilman Dave Brennan, who came and spoke today, I think that, you know, having continued dialogue, not just dialogue, but also something with some progress, as Dave can attest, you know, collaborating can really bring results. I mean, we don't have a press release yet, but because of the efforts that, and I couldn't have done it without him, we've secured over $100,000 worth of cash and in-kind donations for the East Side Opportunity Corridor project, and more keeps coming. So it's because of that you can have real tangible results. Also, as the representative to the Council of Governments, the COG, we did approve in our reorganization to hold an annual summit of elected officials for Erie County, the first of which is planned to take place in February, and unless it's changed, I'm still chairing that committee. So I would, again, get that word out for all the elected officials to prepare, not just a dinner, but also like some workshops. And if you have any ideas, or if anybody from any other government has any ideas about what you would like to see in these workshops that can help you do your job better and help us speak together, then I would request that. So with that, that concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I know I didn't say I had a report, but if I just may add, in light of our caucus and what Mr. Brennan had to say, resolution number 41, I will not move that we put on the agenda tonight. I would beg and implore my other council members, okay, to please peruse it closely over the next few days. I guess I would ask Mr. Horton, if he's not willing, I know 3 of us can call a special meeting, and I think at that point maybe we will to discuss that. And again, I will be in close contact with Mr. Brennan and the other members of the City Council that I have talked with as well, and hopefully we can bring this to a quick resolution before the 14th of September. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Any other reports from council persons? I'd like to thank Councilman Brennan for coming on tonight too. The wonderful things happen when people communicate with each other, and I don't care what my colleagues probably tired of me saying it, but whatever the situation is, good, bad, or indifferent, it can only improve with communication. I'm a strong advocate of that, and so I certainly have relationships with members of council, and I think it would be good for the entire region if we start to build bridges instead of building walls. And finally, I'd like to say, I read in the paper that a good friend of mine is retiring as the chief of the City of Erie Police, Chief Randy Bowers. You know, very, very appreciative of the work that Chief Bowers and the Erie Police Department does. Do they always get it right? No. But they're always there. They always show up. I appreciate the work that Mr. Bowers does, his brother and his father before him. And he'll be missed. And in regards to city-county collaborating finally, the 3 of us, it's kind of cool we sit here in a row. We represent the entire city from the county perspective. And so we're always looking for opportunities to wherever should ever the 2 meet, we're looking for opportunities to improve not just our specific districts, but to improve the livelihood and the well-being of all the citizens in the county. But I am specifically concerned about portions of the 2nd Legislative District, which seem to be left out on the bottom run. So I have some things I'd like to put on that agenda for our first meeting, and I would help facilitate that happening if there's anything that I can do as a member of county council, and certainly as the chair this year. Then all you have to do is ask or let me know. how we can facilitate that happening. My colleagues have already expressed an interest in doing so. So thank you. Moving on.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
before we go on, I'd like to, under new business, consider second readings of ordinance 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, and 71, and also include under item W of ordinance number 75, and consider that as a second reading.
Second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Smith.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Item 8. Second reading of ordinance number 54, please, Mr. Smith. Oh, actually, we have to go back, right? Because I made the amendment. So we're good? Okay. Okay, item 8. Second reading of ordinance number 54, entitled only, please, Mr. Smith.
The second reading of ordinance number 54 of 2016 revised environmental fee schedule in the Erie County Department of Health.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded by Mr. Leon, Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 54, Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 55, 2016, entitled only, please, Mr. Smith.
I'll stand at the podium, Mr. Chairman, just for ease of passage here.
Thank you, sir.
You only have 5 minutes.
Clock's ready.
I'll hurry. A second reading of ordinance number 55, 2016, third 2016 Public Health Fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $18,744 for increase in environmental fees.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Fatika, seconded by Councilwoman Lowe. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 55, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just on the advice of our counsel, Mr. Teller, we could further clarify the language. I move to table ordinance number 59.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Councilwoman Law. Any discussion? Roll call.
On the tabling of ordinance 59, Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 60. Title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 60, 2016, amending Article 2, Section 5A of the Administrative Code of Erie County, previously amended by ordinance number 59, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Leon, seconded by Dr. Faust.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
move to amend the title of this ordinance and the face sheet to say, rather than amended by ordinance number 59 of 2016, which we have yet to fully amend, have it read amended by ordinance number 63 of 2015.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded by Dr. Faust, seconded by Mr. Leon. I'm gonna give one of you guys a
I don't know if
doctorate.
that easy.
I don't mean to offend you, Dr. Faust. One of you guys gonna leave here with a doctorate. Second reading of ordinance number 60. Any questions? Roll call, please.
On the amendment to ordinance 60, Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
just before we vote on this, I had sponsored this ordinance to stop what I thought was really a disturbing trend of county employees being appointed to county boards and authorities. I think that's an inherent conflict of interest, and if this passes, it'll put an end to that practice. Thank you. And I encourage my colleagues to vote for it.
Okay, it's, any other discussion? On the second reading of ordinance number 60 as amended, roll call.
On the amended ordinance, Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 62, in title only.
Second reading of ordinance number 62, 2016, 23rd, 2016 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $4,900, grant for Veterans Treatment Court.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Brenneman, seconded by not Dr. DiMatteo, but Councilman DiMatteo. You gotta be a Democrat for me to give you that doctorate. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 62, Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 63, in title only, please.
A second reading of ordinance number 63, 2016, 2016 Public Health Fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $1,625 to adjust Nurse Family Partnership Fund balance appropriated revenue line.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Fatika, seconded by Councilman Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 63, Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 64, in title only, please.
A second reading of ordinance number 64, 2016, 7th, 2016 Public Health Fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $12,181, grant for Zika virus programming.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 64, Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 65, in title only, please.
The second reading of ordinance number 65, 2016, 24th, 2016 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation, $26,590, AOPC grant, and new line for screening machine.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved by Councilman DiMatteo, seconded by Councilman Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 65, Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 66, in title only, please.
A second reading of ordinance number 66, 2016, 2016 revenue tax claim fee schedule revision.
So moved.
Second.
Been properly moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Councilwoman Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call.
On ordinance 66, Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 67, in title only, please.
The second reading of ordinance number 67, 2016 general fund budget, donation of auto array 2 cradle asset to EMA by Northwest PA ERG.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman DiMatteo, seconded by Councilman Leon. Any discussion? Being none, roll call, please.
On ordinance 67, Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 68, please. Title only.
The second reading of ordinance number 68 of 2016 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $50,000 to drug forfeiture fine line in DA office.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Leon and seconded by Councilwoman Fatika. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 68, Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 69. Title only, please.
The second reading of ordinance number 69 of 2016, first 2016 public safety fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $38,750 and creation of bureau line items for pre-disaster mitigation grant.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Fatika, seconded by Councilman Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 69, Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 70, please. Title only.
A second reading of ordinance number 70 of 2016, second 2016 public safety fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $30,000 from reduction in county transfer.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman Leon, seconded by Councilman Brennan. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 70, Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. Second reading of ordinance number 71, please. Title only.
The second reading of ordinance number 71 of 2016 appointed official salary ordinance, part-time assistant public defenders.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilman DiMatteo, seconded by Councilman Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 71, Mr. Leon?
Yes.
Mrs. Law?
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman?
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo?
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika?
Yes.
Dr. Faust?
Yes.
Chairman Horton?
Yes. First reading of ordinance number 72, title only.
The first reading of ordinance number 72, 2016 Health Choices Fund Budget, revised expenditures for merit hiring position.
First reading of ordinance number 73, in title only.
First reading of ordinance number 73, 2016. First 2016 Children Youth Services Fund Budget, supplemental appropriation of $12,393 for merit hiring position.
First reading of ordinance number 74, entitled
First reading of ordinance number 74, 2016 general fund budget, supplemental appropriation of $2,479 for children and youth creation of merit hiring position.
Item N, possible adoption of resolution number 38, approving the modification of fiscal year 2014, Title I.
Resolution number 38, 2016. Resolution approving modification to Erie County's fiscal year 2014 Community Development Block Grant Program.
Second. It's been properly moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Mr. DiMatteo. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On resolution 38, Mrs. Long,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes. Resolution number 39, entitled on, please, Mr. Smith.
Resolution number 39, 2016, in support of a Citizens Commission for Legislative Redistricting and Congressional Reapportionment.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Mr. Brenneman, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
As I spoke in caucus, there is a bill in both houses, or both the House and the Senate in Harrisburg to co-authored and sponsored bipartisan effort to ensure that future redistricting is handled by an independent committee and not by whims of whatever party is in office. It has a lot of support from other counties around the state. It's also was put on the platform agenda for CCAP, the County Commissioner Association of Pennsylvania. And it's something that I believe we should support because we know firsthand what it's like to have our representation cut and sliced up. And I think it's only fair in the future that the decisions are not made based on political practice, but based on the fair representation of our community across the state.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I echo what Mr. Brenneman said. This is something that I've long advocated for, so I'm glad CCAP is stepping forward, and I commend Mr. Brenneman for bringing it to us today. Hyper-partisanship exacerbated by gerrymandering is ruining our democracy in many, many ways. And I've long felt that this is an appropriate step for Pennsylvania to take, and quite frankly, for every state in the country to take. To help alleviate that. And so I fully support this, and I hope all my colleagues do as well.
Thank you, Dr. Faust. Any other discussion? Roll call, please, Mr. Smith.
On resolution 39, Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes. Resolution number 40, entitled on, please.
Resolution number 40, 2016, approving the 2017 through 2019 Erie County Operational and Capital Plan.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On resolution 40, Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Without objection, move to approve all of these appointments with one vote tonight. The reappointment of Diane Ames to a first full 4-year term on the Erie County Human Relations Advisory Board, representing Mrs. Lowell's district. The appointment of Kate Phillips to the Erie County Redevelopment Authority. Possible appointment of Matthew Exley to the Public Safety Advisory Committee to represent Erie County Local Emergency Management. Both those last two are county executive appointments. The appointment of Brenda Cannell to the Public Safety Advisory Committee to represent the Erie County Association of Boroughs, appointed by the county executive, and the appointment of Guy Santone to the Public Safety Advisory Committee to represent the fire department. Again, that's a county executive appointment.
Second motion.
It's been properly moved by Dr. Faust and seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On all the agenda appointments, Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes. Possible sale of parcel from repository for unsold property. Item B.
So moved for that.
Second.
It's properly moved by Mr. Leon, seconded by Dr. Faust. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On the sale of parcel, Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo.
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes. Ordinance number 75, title only, please.
The second reading of ordinance number 75, 2016, 2016 Public Health Fund Budget revised expenditures of $841 in environmental health services due to Zika grant.
So moved.
Second.
It's been properly moved by Councilwoman Patricia, seconded by Mr. Leon. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
On ordinance 75, Mr. Leon,
Yes.
Mrs. Law,
Yes.
Mr. Brenneman,
Yes.
Mr. DiMatteo,
Yes.
Mrs. Fatika,
Yes.
Dr. Faust,
Yes.
Chairman Horton.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, before we adjourn, if I could, I forgot something I wanted to mention in my report. This weekend, both Mr. Maloney and I had the pleasure of attending the cardboard regatta. I'm not sure if any of you have ever gone to that. There's probably about 500 people there, I bet you, at least 1,000. It's a really good time and a point of personal pride and privilege. My son won his opening heat, his race, his friend Brady Swift, who happens to be the nephew of Debbie Cameron. So it was a lot of fun, and we all look forward to defending her title next year.
Good. Give our congrats to the lad. I move, meeting adjourned.